the blasphemy. I don't want to do that. But I'm just saying, heaven is bigger than what you and I imagine.
So when the people after, the kingdom or whatever is built, there's going to be people living and dying through those years. And so they're going to enter into the gates too. They don't have to go through the judgment seat again, do they? They don't have to go through the great tribulation.
Right. The judgment seat is for the church, yes. Right. So they're going to go in, they're going to come into the millennial kingdom. Boy, I'm thinking on my feet here. This is kind of scary. They're going to procreate those that have their mortal bodies. That's not us. They'll have their mortal bodies. Then they get to the end of the millennial kingdom. Satan comes. Some of them are deceived. Not all of them are deceived. They're going to be there in their eternal state. I got to check out Dwight D. Pentecost on this, on his great book, Things to Come. I'll see what he says about that. So, okay, let's just get off of that. I don't want to get off on something that and then find out later I was totally wrong about it. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. And he showeth me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. And in the midst of the street of it, and on either side of it, of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. The curse completely lifted. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. And there shall be no night there. And they need no candle, neither light of the sun, for the Lord God giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. Perfect light in the presence of God, basking in the warmth of his presence. And he said unto me, these things, these sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord God of the holy prophets sent his angel to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. So this is what it's about. John's being showed this. Remember, Revelation chapter 1 is being revealed for John. John's a part of the church, and this message is for the church. And before we get to this final message, he's going to repeat that again. This message is for the church, and John is just being reminded about this. And he says in verse 7, I'm reading fast so I can get more in here because we're out of time. And I don't want to just kind of start over again here this next week. Verse 7, behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings and of the prophecy of this book. Almost a repeat of chapter 1 and verse 3. And I, John, saw these things. He's testifying now. And heard them. And when I heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angel, which showed me these things. What do we know about in the Bible? What do we know about whenever an angel received worship? What happened?
They diverted to God or Jesus.
Yes, they said, no, not us. We're created beings of God. We are not deity. You don't worship angels. Well, look what happens here. An angel, and John in his humanity, he's before this powerful angel that has showed him all these things. He just falls down and starts to worship. And that worship is not going to be misdirected. It says, verse 9, then saith he unto me, see thou do it not. For I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren, the prophets, just like the prophets, and of them which keep the sayings of this book. And then he says 2 words, worship God. He said, don't worship me, John. I'm an angel. You worship the same God that I worship. Worship God. In closing, let's go to Exodus chapter 20 and look at those first 3 verses. Exodus and chapter 20 and the first 3 verses. 10 Commandments, Decalogue, familiar with what's in that chapter. Exodus 20, I'll read because we're out of time once I find it. Chapter 20 and verse 1, and God spake all these things. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. What does that mean? Nobody but God. John says to the church, some of the last words he said in his epistles, brethren, keep thyself from idols. That's not how he words it. How do you word it? Little children. No idols. Don't go there.